Welcome to Maple 10 YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 deepest oceans. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to Maple 10 for future updates. The oceans and seas that surround the continents contain numerous wonders, many of which mankind have yet to uncover. This ocean is made up of plateaus, valleys, plains, mountains, and trenches, with water covering 70% of the surface. This ocean also has the deepest point in the ocean, as well as a deep area. The following is a list of the world's 10 deepest oceans, along with the deepest points, depths, and locations. Number 10. Gulf of Mexico. Sigsbee Deep is the deepest point. Mexico Basin, depth ranges from 12,300 to 14,383 feet. Nearly 5,200 feet is the average depth. Mediterranean Sea in the United States of America, with an average depth of 3,787 meters, the Gulf of Mexico is the world's deepest ocean, located between the Yucatan and Florida peninsulas. The Gulf of Mexico is the world's largest gulf and the 10th largest body of water. It was formed over 300 million years ago and now encompasses 600,000 square miles. It not only borders 5 U.S. states, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, but also the Cuban and Mexican parts of the border. The Gulf's black coral has been discovered to be one of the planet's oldest living animals. It's a particularly sluggish producer, growing at a rate 2,000 times slower than human nails. In addition to sharks, dolphins, sea turtles, whales, and manatees, the Gulf of Mexico is home to at least 49 different species of sharks. However, it's worth noting that not all black coral is black. The Gulf of Mexico has a lot of oil and natural gas. Number 9. Mediterranean Sea. Calypso Deep is the deepest point on the island, Ionian Sea. 17,280 feet is the maximum depth, 4,900 feet is the average depth. Western Europe, Southern Europe, North Africa, and Western Asia are all located in Western Europe. The Mediterranean Sea, which lies between Southern Europe and North Africa, and is sometimes mistaken for a part of the Atlantic Ocean, is actually a separate body of water. It comes from the Latin word Mediterraneus, which means in the center of the land. The Strait of Gibraltar covers around 965,000 square miles. During ancient times, the Mediterranean Sea was an important mode of transportation. It is still a vital transportation corridor. Darius I of Persia built a waterway connecting the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea after defeating Egypt. It has become a major migratory route. It was estimated in 2015 that over 1 million migrants took this route to reach Europe. Pollution from sewage, mercury, lead, phosphate, mineral oil, and marine debris is a major concern in the Mediterranean Sea. Number 8. Bering Sea. Bowers Basin is the deepest point on the planet. 13,442 feet is the maximum depth. 4,892 feet is the average depth. Pacific Ocean is the location. The Bering Sea is a part of the Pacific Ocean's northern hemisphere. It is bordered on the east and northeast by Alaska, on the west by the Kamchatka Peninsula and Russia's Far East, on the far north by the Bering Strait, and on the south by the Aleutian Islands and the Alaska Peninsula. The Bering Sea was named after Vitus Bering, a Danish sailor who was the first European to discover its waters in 1728. Because it is intended to be international seas, the Bering Sea is known as the Donut Hole. It has an area of 770,000 square miles. This sea was formerly so shallow that humans could travel from Asia to North America on it. It's thought to have occurred during the last ice age. Animals migrate in both directions from one continent to the next during this time. Pacific North sperm whales, beluga whales, blue whales, fin whales, sei whales, gray whales, humpback whales, and bowhead whales all live here, as do sperm whales, beluga whales, blue whales, fin whales, sei whales, gray whales, humpback whales, and bowhead whales. Number 7. South China Sea. China Sea Basin has the deepest point. 16,457 feet is the maximum depth. 3,359 feet is the average depth. Geographical location: Western Pacific Ocean. After the Champa dynasty, the South China Sea was previously known as the Cam or Champa Sea. It has a total area of 1,400,000 square miles. This sea is considered to have formed some 45 million years ago, resulting in the huge area referred to as hazardous ground. It is thought to have significant gas and oil deposits beneath the sea level of the South China Sea. The South China Sea is home to over 30% of the world's coral reefs. Fishing is a big business in the South China Sea. The South China Sea is thought to contain roughly 10% of the world's marine fish. If China controls the whole South China Sea, it will limit foreign nations' capacity to transport military by sea. There have been reports of fishermen in the Spratly Islands in this sea using dynamite and poison to catch fish, causing significant ecosystem damage. The South China Sea is home to 37% of reef fish and 76% of coral species, making it a one-of-a-kind protection area. Number 6. Arctic Ocean. Litka Deep is the deepest point on the planet. 18,210 feet is the maximum depth. 3,406 feet is the average depth. North Pole is located in the Arctic Circle. The Arctic Ocean lies north of 60 degrees north latitude in the northern hemisphere, bordering the Eurasian and North American continents and encircling Greenland and other islands. It is one of the world's shallowest and smallest oceans, covering barely 3% of the planet's area. The Arctic Ocean is largely covered in snow in the winter, and is partially covered in snow throughout the year. Fridtjof Nansen was the first person to cross the Atlantic Ocean by boat in 1896. The Arctic Ocean is approximately the same size as Russia, with a total area of 5,427,000 square miles. Polar, fast, and pack ice are the three varieties of ice that cover the ocean. With an average depth of 5,625 meters, the Arctic Ocean tops the list of the world's deepest oceans. Deep pits and ridges can be found in the ocean. The Lomonosov Ridge, which divides the Amerasian Basin from the Eurasian Basin, is the largest ridge. There are numerous rivers that flow into the sea. The Ob River, which originates in the Altai Mountains and flows into the Arctic Ocean, is one of the world's longest rivers. Icebergs and ice packs will be encountered in the ocean at any time of year. Number 5. Caribbean Sea. The Cayman Trough, between the Cayman Islands and Jamaica, is the deepest point. 25,217 feet is the maximum depth, 7,220 feet is the average depth. Plate of the Caribbean Sea is an Atlantic Ocean Mediterranean sea in the Western Hemisphere's equatorial zone. The Caribbean is defined as the entire region of the Caribbean Sea, the West Indies, many islands, and neighboring shores. The Gulf of Gonave, Gulf of Venezuela, Gulf of Darien, Golfo de los Mosquitos, Gulf of Paria, and Gulf of Honduras make up the country's coastline. With a maximum depth of 7,686 meters, the Caribbean Sea tops the list of the world's deepest oceans. Number 4. Southern Ocean. Meteor Deep, South Sandwich Trench is the deepest point, 23,740 feet is the maximum depth. Between 3,000 and 16,000 feet in depth is the average depth. Location: Antarctica. The Antarctic or Austral Ocean is another name for this ocean. It is somewhat larger than the Arctic Ocean and slightly smaller than the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The two largest waters in the Southern Sea are the Weddell Sea and the Somov Sea. Natural resources such as oil, gas, and iron are found there. With a maximum depth of 7,434 meters, the Southern Ocean tops the list of the world's deepest oceans. Number 3. Indian Ocean. Sunda Deep, Java Trench, off the southern coast of Java Island, Indonesia, is the deepest point on the planet. 23.812 feet is the maximum depth. 12,274 feet is the average depth. South and Southeast Asia, Western Asia, Northeast, East, and Southern Africa, and Australia are all located in Asia. The Indian Ocean is the world's third largest ocean. It is bounded on the west by Africa, on the north by Asia, on the east by Australia, and on the south by the Southern Ocean, or Antarctica. The Arabian Sea, the Laccadive Sea, the Somali Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Andaman Sea are among its peripheral waters. With an average depth of 7,258 meters, the Indian Ocean tops the list of the world's deepest oceans. Number 2. Atlantic Ocean. Milwaukee Deep, on the island of Puerto Rico, is the deepest point on the planet. 27.480 feet is the maximum depth. 11,962 feet is the average depth. On the west, it is bordered by North and South America. On the east, it is bordered by Europe and Africa. The Atlantic Ocean is the world's second largest ocean. In European perceptions of the globe, the distinction between Old World and New World is well known. There are two regions in the Atlantic Ocean, the Northern Atlantic Ocean and the Southern Atlantic Ocean. The Sargasso Sea, Caribbean Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and others are among the largest waters in the Atlantic Ocean. Number 1. Pacific Ocean. Deepest point, Mariana Trench, Challenger Deep, 35,797 feet is the maximum depth, 14,040 feet is the average depth. From the Antarctic in the south to the Arctic in the north, the continents of Asia and Australia on the west, and North and South America in the east. The Pacific Ocean is the world's deepest and largest oceanic division. It stretches from the Arctic Ocean to the Antarctic Ocean in the south, sandwiched between the continents of Asia and Australia in the west and America in the east. With a maximum depth of 10,911 meters, the Pacific Ocean tops the list of the world's deepest oceans. Challenger Deep, located in the Mariana Trench in the western North Pacific, is the deepest point in the universe. Horizon Deep in the Tonga Trench and Sirena Deep in the Mariana Trench are the second and third deepest locations on Earth, respectively. The South China Sea, the East China Sea, the Sea of Japan, the Sea of Okhotsk, the Philippine Sea, the Coral Sea, and the Tasman Sea are all located in the western section of the country. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.